What if I told you that there was a hidden formula behind some of the most next level beats of our time? BNYX is a multi-platinum producer known for bringing a new trap sound to the games alongside artists like Yeat. And today I'll show you exactly how he does that. From stacking multiple 808s to turning bass sounds into chords to even arrangement tricks you wouldn't expect. In this video I'll be making two beats. One in BNYX's dark, hard-hitting trap style, and the other in his newer emotional sound that's been generating some serious buzz in the industry. By the end of this video, you know the exact tricks, sounds, and methods that make BNYX stand out, and how you can use them in your own music. It's been crazy, man. Damn. Let's get into it. Alright, so as always, we're in FL Studio here, and I'm actually gonna start this one off with a bass. If you listen to songs like No More Talk by Yeat and just multiple other songs that BNYX has produced, you can hear this certain bass sound in the melody. It sounds like this. And I'm actually just going to trim it a little bit. So I'm going to mess around with the out knob. I just bring the length down so it's like shorter. So let's start this with the lower end right here. just hear me out, okay? And we're going to put it at like points where, I don't know, I just wouldn't normally place notes. And then let's place some stuff around here. And as you can see, I'm not making these crazy chords. There you go. Let's put some effects in this to really make this stand out. So I'm going to put it through a shaper box. If you listen to a lot of songs he's produced, he definitely does process these sounds, and shape box is a really good way of doing this. Like, that sounds sick. I'm going to just heart that. That's hard. There's so many of these that sound hard. That's hard. I might keep that one. I might put two shape boxes on this actually. There's some cool presets. Let's see if we can put them together. That's crazy. I know it's not much of a pluck anymore, but on these sort of plucky melodies, BNYX definitely does throw like a nice 8th step delay on. Honestly, because it sounds so much different now, I might just use that same bass sound and put this through a different shape box too. I like this one. It's like a nice sort of counter melody. Maybe if we reverse it. Obviously, because it's reversed, we have to chop it like this to have it be in that same sort of rhythm as the other melody we have. So now it's all going to be playing like the same notes. It sounds too repetitive though. Oh, there we go. I feel like the more it sounds like Geometry Dash music, the better. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go to Sim Experiments. I'm going to grab one of these one shots. I want to have like some sort of gliding note playing. And with these advanced one shots and how they change with the texture, I think this could be really cool for a BNYX beat. So it has like a sort of bass line on it I can hear. It has a G sharp and a C sharp. So we're going to sort of follow that main pattern. But instead of it just going down like that, I think maybe we could glide it. And of course, gliding leads, man, you hear that all over BNYX's beats. Maybe a different sound though. That's hard. I'm gonna get a phaser on that so it can sort of blend in a bit nicer. We just need a hard bass to kind of follow that bass line for sure. Let's go to like the memory mode from Synth Palace Vintage actually. You like a glide in that too? That's cool. I feel like we just need to add some stuff from Sim Experiments to really sort of spice it up and make it sound a little bit more analog. I'm hearing like some modular stuff for sure. So let's go to modular textures right here. Let's do that for a different section. We just need to think about arrangement now. Let's make this very high and heavy. Maybe more of like a grittiness. Oh, that's the texture right there. Yeah, all right, let's just mix this and then, yeah, we can start the drums on this one. So mixing wise, I'm just gonna make sure, look, these are panned and have their own sort of area in the mix. And of course, let's boost some more highs in this. Nice. So we're gonna actually automate the delay right here. Okay, so BNYX is definitely known for his drums as well as his melodies. Everyone knows that one BNYX bass, the one bow. The actual drum section, it's not too crazy really. It's normally quite basic, but it's just really how he programs and sequences these drums. So when I really focus on that, we're trying to get the sound down. Anyway, yeah, let's just do these drums, man. Okay. If you listen to songs like Out the Way by Yeat, BNYX uses a lot of effect tricks and just effects on the hi-hats in general. So we're going to try and see what we can do right here. We can get a weird bounce. I kind of like that. That's quite cool. We'll bring this up a little bit. That's cool. Oh yeah, now open hats. And the 808, this is the main part where you're gonna hit the BNYX bounce, man. Let's do it. Just like that. So another thing that BNYX is known to do with Yeat is on a lot of these beats, he actually has a sub bass that it pitches up like a few octaves. And I know it sounds really weird, but just listen to how he mixes that with the 808. And what I'm gonna do right now, just watch. Let's just grab a sub 808 right here. This is something very important that you guys need to know when you're doing this. So let's just go to the main 808 right here, click cut itself, and it's 2x2. I'm gonna go to the sub 808, same thing, cut itself, but let's make it 2x2 as well. So now when I put the 808s together, they're not gonna interact or clash. Yeah, we just need to find like little gaps where we can stick it in, you know? Pause. Like that. I'm gonna get a third 808, why not? BNYX is known to use many 808s in one beat. That but a different 808. Oh, it's time, we've got to put it in. Oh, wait, we are forgetting something here. Hold on. How have we forgotten this on a BNYX beat? Come on, like. All right, so now we have the drums done. It's time for the arrangement. And arrangement wise, for BNYX beats, he does some really cool things that I want to show you guys right now. So the first thing he does is he adds these little sort of like glitches or stutters in the arrangement. And to do that, you're gonna want to grab the slice tool right here. And let's just grab like a random part like here, for example. And I'm gonna chop this out, and then I'm gonna grab this second part, just slice it like that, and let's just grab all that, duplicate it across, bring this here, and yeah, let's mess around with this now. So maybe do it like this. Yeah, something like that. And at the certain parts like here, for example, he would like just grab this right here and do the same thing. So we do the same thing right here. Weird things like that, you know? See, like here, we'll just add a little gap. What if we put like some sort of lead here? Hold on. Use the highs, get rid of them lows. And here we can then switch this A up as well. Come on. Okay, so I think we have the final beat. Honestly, I really wanted to start this one off with like a sample and have it transition in like what BNYX actually does. But if I did that, I feel like I'd be here forever just trying to find that exact sample. Before we get into this final beat, man, the takeaways for this one with these BNYX beats, with the 808, man, I mean, you can see I have 3 808s right here. You gotta go to the 808s and try and have some sort of experimentation when it comes to the drums. That's really how BNYX got his sound. That's how he stood out, because he had drums that sound unique, man. And as well as that, with the melodies, processing it through Shaperbox and starting off with that bass sound that I had originally is actually a lot of source. And then arrangement wise, just using these little stutters and glitches every now and then in these spaces and having switch up with these leads, that's really how you get it, man. There's a lot of source in this beat. But yeah, anyway, let's give this one a final listen. It's hard. Whew. It's crazy. Got. Yeah, first section hard. second beat, we'll be focusing on BNYX's newer melodic sound. Think songs like Come and Go and Two Tone. Let's get into it. All right, so for the second beat, I've started off by grabbing a few one-shots on Synth Experiments and Patch Play. These melodies, they haven't got crazy synth sounds in, it's just how they've been created, you know? So I'm gonna start with this bass line. Just literally that. If I want to make it sound a little more interesting, I can use the same notes, but just put them in a different like order. This is again something that you hear in that two-tone single, just that same note being played constantly throughout the whole melody. Obviously now it sounds very busy with all this delay, so let's kind of remove some sounds. So now I've got this advanced one shot from Synth Experiments. It sounds like this. And I kind of like how glitchy it sounds, right? So let's try and layer this same MIDI on top of it. I want to do it just for these notes down here. So if we put a grid on this, because it's quite quick, let's see what it sounds like half-timed. That's cool. And let's kind of make it fade in with a shape box. So I like this main melody, but I want to kind of, I don't know, I want to do something to it, so I'm going to export it out. Sounds kind of cool reversed. And then bring it all so it's all on the right key again. And then we layer that back with the original sound we had. It's like it's reversed the delay. That's actually kind of crazy. We're down like 6. Let's put a guitar rig on this reverse melody. Just hear me out. That gives that sort of 8-bit vibe. Let's chop it up and just get like the best parts. We have this other lead again, which I think we could use. I want to explore this out as well, actually. Damn, reverse as well. Everything sounds good reverse, man. What the heck? I like this vibe. I think I'm going to change this up a little bit. Maybe if I make this into chords. Oh, wait, hold on. Bass chords. Oh. I'm actually going to use a different one shot for the actual bass. This is more turning into chords. I'm going to get that same bass that we used on the first one. That one sounded perfect for this. Actually, what did that whole melody sound like with this one instead? What have I done? Wait, that sounds cool. What the heck? It just shows, man, experimentation is really how you make just these crazy melodies, man. Like, what? Now let's add this actual bass in as an actual sort of low-end bass. Dun, dun, dun. Why am I hearing something there? What? So this thing I've done right here with the bass, this is something you hear in a lot of Yeat beats as well. It's pretty much the same as what I did with the sub bass on the last beat. It's starting to cover up the high end, you know? Let's go to the Synth Experiments. So yeah, maybe find something here. Oh my days, what the heck? Wow, whoa, whoa. So that's some like a few little textures onto here just to really finalize this from Synth Experiments. And then yeah, we get onto the drums. That's perfect. I want these just to kind of vary throughout their whole melody, but just have different sort of textures every now and then. Yeah, this is sort of the idea I have for the melody right now. When we're doing the drums, we're probably gonna add like a few little extra elements onto this melody. All right, now it's drum time. Let's do this. right, yeah, let's get that kick underneath this now. So now I kind of want to have a switch up where this bass changes, and it's going to have more of like a normal subby synth bass and also a reso bass that comes in at certain points. This is something that you can hear on Come and Go by Yeat, so we're going to try and sort of replicate that sound. Yeah, it's not actually the root note, but it just sounds good with it. Oh, like that, yeah, nice. So now, as I said, there's an actual bass that's layered on top of this. There's so many basses. Yeah. Obviously, we have to get rid of the low end on that bass. We can't have interacting like that. All right, so now it's time to arrange it. So arrangement wise on these sort of more emotional beats, what BNYX likes to do is he always likes to start off very, very simple and then introduce a few of these sounds later on in the beat. But the start of it is normally quite simple. You know, if you listen to Come and Go and songs like that, the beat does start very simple, but then there are more elements that come in. Because right now we have a lot of the elements in there, so we need to really simplify this down for the intro. I'm gonna start with these two bits here. Before we finish off this beat is I want to get an effectrix on these hi-hats again. It sounded really cool in the last beat, so alright, yeah, I think we have the final beat right here. This one came out really cool. So of course, before we get into the final beat, it's time for the takeaways. When creating this melody, mostly sounds are basses. I think almost all of them are basses, really, which shows that using basses in your melodies, like as your actual main melody, isn't always a bad thing. You can use it as a lead, you can even use it as a chord. Those little processing tricks, like what I did with that one bass sound, which I stretched and made that chord, that just went together so nicely with the other chords. So just blending stuff like that. The actual drums in this doesn't have to be too crazy. It's again down to the basses. I initially had 3 basses here again. So arrangement wise, start off very simple and then start bringing stuff in throughout the beat as the beat goes on, alongside these little textures, which of course you guys can get from Simp Experiments. Let me know down in the comments which beat you guys think was the better one. I'm not really too sure myself, so let me know what you guys think down below. Let's get into it. Comes in.